What's up YouTube? Henry Chung Fitness here. We are here 5 weeks later to do our second FTP test. As you know, my last FTP test was a power of 259 watts, and I've done about a 4-week training plan based on some intervals in zone 4 as well as a lot of zone 2 work. So based on that, we'll see where we are right now. We've got our 5-minute free ride and then we'll get right into it. My hope is that I do have an increase in FTP, but again, it's only been 4 weeks, 4 to 5 weeks of training. So we'll see what happens. This is the most I've trained in terms of cycling. So it will be interesting to see what happens. But yeah, we'll see what happens. I'll be heading off to Vegas for the Consumer Electronics Show soon, so I might actually have to take a little bit of break from cycling. So it's a perfect time to take my FTP test, see where I'm at, and we'll just go from there. Fingers crossed that we do see some improvement. If not, we'll keep at it. Maybe make some minor adjustments, but yeah, we'll see. I think it will be interesting though to see what happens. So I'll have to maintain steady cadence and hopefully power throughout. Hoping to, yeah, just no real expectations, just looking to see what happens, and we'll see what I've gained within the past 4 weeks, if any. I definitely have a lot more seat time than usual. 5 rides a week. 3 of them being zone 2 rides, and 2 of them being intervals of zone 4 mixed with zone 2, zone 1 and 2 rests. So I'm also hoping that I put enough rest in as well. I did cycle to work on Thursday. That was like, it felt like negative 15 Celsius, which in terms of Fahrenheit for the folks in the US, I think it was about like 5 Fahrenheit or something. So pretty chilly. We'll see what happens. I see someone on here from NVDM. I believe it's Natasha Coaching, who also coached. It's H Helms NVDM. So NVDM is Natasha from the triathlon coaching. She actually coached Nick Bear. That's how I know about her. And I've been following her. She's been putting out great content on, you know, just triathlon in general, tips, tricks for swimming. I see H Helms and D Helms NVDM. Shout out to you guys, triathletes. If you saw me on Zwift, let me know. But, oh boy, I don't know. Am I excited for this or am I worried? We'll see. Actually, forgot to turn on my fan here. I'm hoping the fan doesn't introduce any interference in the Zwifting. I did find that my Zwift froze a couple times, so I've had to clear some space on the computer, and also did a fresh restart. It looks to be okay. Fingers crossed that it doesn't conk out, because no one likes Zwift freezing when you're doing an FTP test or workout, or any ride for that matter. So let's get to it. 30 seconds left in the 5-minute warm-up. I did a quick warm-up before this as well, but not much. Man, indoor training is hard. Something about it is way more difficult than cycling outdoors. So yeah, anyways, my goal is to hit maybe 360 to 380 watts for 1 minute, but that's a pipe dream, right? Alright, let's go. Ride at 100 watts for 1 minute. So, gotta reduce my power considerably. I probably will stop talking later on because I'll need the extra juice. But I'm going at a 93 cadence, 95, 100 watt average. I do tend to run a bit higher for cadence, so I am a bit of a spinner, not much of a masher. So let's get through this. Let's do this. 100 watts for 1 minute, and we are approaching 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 into 120 watts. Leave a comment below if you've done the FTP test, the ramp test. Let me know your thoughts on the ramp test versus the generic 20-minute test. I find that the ramp test to me seems a bit slightly easier in terms of slowly ramping up your power compared to going all out for a 20-minute effort towards your FTP goal anyways. So yeah, we'll see. I did change my bike fit slightly, so that might have a slight impact too, but hopefully not. I wanted to keep things as even as possible, but that's the life of a triathlete. Always trying to change some fits to get more aero, or you know. Okay, we're now at 140 watts. I definitely feel like my elbow pad armrest is slightly off, but let's not get that in our mind. Just gotta go for it, put in the work, let's go. Aiming for that high wattage, sustain that power. Oh, on another note, I did end up reaching, I think, level 20 or so in Zwift, so I splurged and bought myself a Felt IA, which is this bike that I'm riding right now. It's like the Felt IA16. If you haven't seen my review, go check it out if you're looking for a tri bike. Okay, a bit less talking. I also tried swapping out my cranks. I got 165mm cranks, but the Q factor was too wide on that. I think it's for a mountain bike or something. So I had to switch it back out. I'm currently running 170mm cranks. On my roadie, I'm on 165s, and it's way more comfortable for me in terms of my hip mobility, hamstring flexibility, etc. But it is what it is. If you have a 165mm crank, or if you're running shorter cranks, let me know. If you're running long cranks, whatever works for you. But I think we're slowly starting to see more and more people using shorter cranks, because not everyone has the same flexibility. Alright, 180 watts. Slow and steady. 200 watts now. 1 minute to go. This one's a bit of a bore, so sorry about that. Just trying to focus. All right, 220 watts. Let's go. I'm at about 100 cadence, 220 watts. On to 240 watts. So I'm on erg mode, which means it automatically increases the resistance on the trainer, so I don't have to change gears. For those of you that have smart trainers, that's the way to do it. As you see, I'm never changing gears here, right? Definitely feeling the lactic acid build up. Hopefully it's clearing in time. Alright, we're approaching 260 watts with 260 watts, which is close to my FTP. Or it is my FTP, 259. So I'm at FTP now. Let's go, legs. Probably about like 6 to 7 minutes left to go in this test. To 80 watts now. Let's go. Smooth is steady, steady is smooth. .178 BPM, 105 cadence. Come on, focus. 5 seconds until 300 watts. Let's go. 300 watts. 10 seconds till 320. $340. Let's go. Okay. I'm toast. Oh, FTP 267 watts. Moderate gains. Well done. Okay. I'm done this. Goodness gracious. My heart. Okay, I'm just gonna free ride. Let's go. Oh my gosh. My legs kill. There's that lactic acid. I gotta figure out a way to clear that, but I mean, modest gains. 8 watts in. Holy crap. My legs are bricked. I was shaking towards the end too. 8 watts in 4 weeks. Can we do 8 watts every 4 months or 4 weeks? Jeez. Oh my gosh. What is that? I gotta figure out a way to clear this lactic acid better. Oh. it just feels like my legs are like frozen, physically frozen. I think I had more in my tank in terms of my lung capacity and heart, I think. Have to check the data. But in terms of my leg power or the ability to release that lactic acid, no dice. But 267 watts FTP, hey, that's a gain, right? That's a gain. A gain is a gain. That's my highest ever power FTP. I wanted to hit that 270, 280 would have been nice, but in 4 weeks, what are we asking for, right? A lot of zone 2 riding, 5 rides, 5 days of riding a week, commuting by bike if I can for zone 1, zone 2 days. Obviously that's difficult when you're commuting, going up hills, etc. There's no way you can sustain zone 1, zone 2 unless your gearing ratio is, catered towards that. So anyways, I'm happy. 267 watts. We'll come back to the drawing board. For a training plan where all I did was cycle a bit more, include some zone 4 intervals. It was mostly initially 3 by 5 minutes at zone 4 and a mix of zone 1 and 2 rest as well in between, but regardless, not bad. I think I'll try to incorporate some sprints in there just to get the muscles accustomed to higher wattage, like sprint wattage, which is borderline where we're trying to achieve for our peak 1 minute power. Obviously it's higher, but the theory of relativity. Let's say like you squat 225 pounds, 2 plates, and then after that you squat 1 plate each side, 135 pounds. It feels way easier. Why? Because you've already hit that level. You know what that feels like. And so relatively, your mind-muscle connection, it sees that difference, and that 1 plate per side seems relatively easy. So I think I'll have to do a bit of more of that sprints, throw some like 20-second, 10-second sprints in there at, let's say, 150% FTP. I think I'll try that next round, including those zone 4s on separate days, the intervals, and we'll see where that gets me. 267 watts. We've got a training plan. We've got progress. That's the most important thing. And you know what? Surprisingly, with that training plan, I wasn't dying. I was recovered enough for the subsequent workouts. Mind you, they're hard as they're really difficult still, but I didn't come away out of the first 4-5 weeks with injury, no injury, so that's all good. Guys, we're on to something. Follow along if you've been following me. Thank you so much. Please like, comment, subscribe, and yeah, let me know if you want me to share the workouts with you. I created them in Zwift, and then I'll be free to share with you guys, and let's all get better. Let's all improve. Let's all increase that FTP, because come 2024, I want to be much better than I was last year for my triathlon, and the bike portion is where I can make the most amount of ground, I think, because it is the longest. So thank you so much for watching. Until next time, I'll be in Vegas. Look out for a ride in Red Rock Canyon, most likely. But yeah, get in that FTP, figure out your baseline, start from there. Have a good one.